Hi, I am Trond Lie. I am an ECAD consultant, and in October of 2023 I've been helping customers for 30 years, learning them how to do their electrical schematics efficiently using CAD and CAE software. And up until 2019 I've been working with AutoCAD based software like CAD ELSA, EPLAN, and of course AutoCAD Electrical. If you have ever been to the AutoCAD Electrical user forums, you would know me as Resus Minus. So that would be me over here. But in 2019, I was, looking for an alternative to AutoCAD-based stuff. I had a look around and I found EPLAN. So now for a while I have been thinking of creating a video that will compare AutoCAD Electrical and EPLAN. And a friend of mine sent me a small project that I can use for this comparison video. So I want to draw this project live from start to finish. And finished will mean that we should have a project that doesn't have any errors. And we want some reports. And those reports that would be the ones necessary to build the enclosure. So at least a bill of materials and a wire list, maybe some other reports as well. So this is the PDF I got. You can see that it's just this small soft starter. It has the options here for some remote panel. If we don't have remote control, we can just place some orange jumper wires. So this is what I'm going to do in this one here, this example. I also have this bill of materials. That is, partial bill of materials, I will say. So I will try to find those parts in the databases, and I will create what is necessary as we go along. There's also a panel overview here, but I will stick with drawing the schematics for this video, and I will do a 2D panel layout video later, and of course a 3D panel layout after that again. Just so we have a look at what I'm running on. I'm running on a Dell Precision 5530, so it's a 5-year-old computer with 32 gigs of RAM. I have the latest version of Windows 11. All service packs installed. And for the electrical schematics software, I am going to use AutoCAD Electrical 2023, and it will be also fully patched with all patches available as of now. And I will also be using EPLAN Electric P8 Compact, and this is really the cheapest version of EPLAN there is. Price-wise, AutoCAD Electrical, you will find it, if you subscribe to that, you will have to pay $1,865 a year. I couldn't find the pricing for EPLAN online, but the price for subscription on EPLAN Electric P8 2023 Compact, it is $1,125. That's $740 less than AutoCAD Electrical. So when I looked into this here, the only strange thing I found, it was this, being a Norwegian, we tend to use Norwegian components sometimes, and this transformer from Noratel, it was not available anywhere, no data at all. Even if you go to the Noratel site, you will find that there's not much available for this component. But I have sent them an email, and I got a mail back from them with the step file and the DWG file and so on. So everything I need is, and now I do have a backup, download backup of that data. And if you just go and look at the part here on the website, we have a picture of it, but we also have a dimension drawing, and we have, of course, what we need for the schematics. Just a pin out for this one here. So let's get started. I will start with AutoCAD Electrical, and then I will draw the same with EPLAN afterwards. So in AutoCAD Electrical, you will start by creating a new project. So I will just say I want to create a new project, and I'll just move this PDF over to a separate page here, or a separate screen, so I can have a look at it while we go along. And this project should then be called W400 Soft-18K. It will just generate this project for me, and it will use the settings from this demo project over here. It should be fine for our use. We will do some customizations maybe later with the title block and so on. But we'll just use out-of-the-box functionality as of now. So here is my project, my W400 Soft here. I can go to descriptions. If I have a look in the PDF, you can see that there are some settings here that are project settings, and we have some settings that are sheet settings or page settings here. So the drawing number, the drawing description is for the page, I believe, and this is for the project over here. So I will just go into the descriptions here, and you can see that these are just called line 1, line 2, and so on. I have an unlimited number of project properties. I will just do soft starter 400 volts, and for the second line I want 18.5 kilowatts like this, and I will do OK for that one. So this is the project setting, project description here. If I want to, I can of course change these lines to whatever I think I will do it in this case. So I will just go to this folder here. So let's see if we can find that in Windows Explorer. Here it is. And to change these lines, I just need to add a new file, a new text file, and that file should be named preferably the project name, like this, and then underscore WD title, and then we need the extension to be WDL, or WD is wiring diagram and L is lines. But I also need to let's see here, file name extensions. I also need to take away the TXT and extension here. So now this is an AutoCAD Electrical line. I can open it in Notepad, and I can say that line 1 should be the description. I cannot type description 1, and I want line 2 to be description 2. And then I want line 3 to be blank, and the same for line 4 equals blank, and so on and so on and so on. Well, normally I would do this up to line 12, but I will just do it like this. And when this file exists with the project 9 and 10, I will just save this file, and when I do descriptions inside AutoCAD Electrical descriptions, you can see I get some lines, more descriptive text here. I will just go through the settings or the properties of my project. These are the schematic libraries I'm going to use. These are fine, I guess. If I have to create my own symbols, I will just use these folders. The tag is perfectly fine. I'm using IEC standard, so I will be using these settings here. I'll take this one away. Keep that one. The wire numbers, I'll just use the standards for cross-referencing. I want to use the IEC standard, meaning that I need something like this, slash page, then the cross-reference. I want unused children to show as well, and for the styles I will use solid, and I don't use the dot for the wire tees. Other than that, I'll just go for 10mm spacing, and scale should be 1 for everything. So with these settings in place, I can start creating some pages. And when I create pages, I will get the question here, do you want to apply the project settings? And then I can say yes, because I have now changed the project settings. This is the actual file name of the drawing, so it has nothing to do with the sheet number, but yeah, I prefer to have them the same. And then we have the description field here, electrical diagram, the first line, and then it's mains and control circuits for the second line here. I want to maybe just do a little bit of structuring here, so I will say that everything in this page is located in the enclosure with the code +S1. And I will do OK with that one. Let's see what we get. I will need, of course, to specify the template. It didn't warn me about this for some reason. I will add a new drawing, and it would be sheet 1 would be the electrical schematics, electrical diagram, it says. It was mains and control circuit. I will specify a template this time then. Just use one of the normal template that comes with AutoCAD Electrical. And now we should get a drawing here. So let's start with the schematics. According to the PDF, we have some wire types here. So you can see that we have 6 square millimeters over here. We have 1.5 square millimeters down to the transformer, and we have 0.75 here after the transformer. So let's create those wire types while we're at it. And also while we're at it, why not use colors as well? So we have, for the 3-phase, we got brown, black, gray. And for the 230 volts, we will be using brown and blue. So I will be specifying that in here. There are some wire types defined already, but I will just get rid of these like that. And then I will create some new ones. So I need the brown, that is 6 square millimeters. I need the black, that is 6 square millimeters. I need the gray, that is also 6 square millimeters. I need the brown, that is 1.5 square millimeters. I need the blue, that is also 1.5 square millimeters. And I need the brown, that is 0.75 square millimeters. And I need the blue, that is also 0.75 square millimeters. I will not be using wire numbering for this exercise. I'll just say that they should not have a wire number. I'll turn that off for all the wires, and I will of course give them some colors as well. So for the brown one, I check the color. Let's see if we get some brownish color. That was terrible. This is nice. Color number 23. So I'll use that for all brown ones, color 23. And then for the black one, we will just use color number 7. That will be white on the black background and black on the white background. And then we need the gray one. Use some color. I'll just use this light gray color like this. And then for the blue one, we will just choose some bluish color, maybe this one, color 150. And I will do the same for this one here, color number 150, like this. And then I'll start with drawing the 3 faces coming in from somewhere. So I'll just do the multiple bus. I say I want to start from a empty space and go vertical. I need 3 wires, and I will just do OK. I will just start like somewhere over here, and I will just go down to where I want the motor. Now I will just use the right click and change this to now the different wire types. Like this is the brown one. This one should be the black 6 square millimeters. And this one should be the gray one. See now that this is white due to the black background here. I can maybe just because I prefer it like this, I will just change the background color to a dark gray or darkish gray then. So let's go for the uniform background. I will do a gray background color like this one. And then you can see, I will see the brown here. I'll just turn down the grid as well. So I'm using out of the package, out of the box AutoCAD here, no special thing done here, so I will need to make my changes as I go along. Let's just see, grid major lines should be really a light gray color. Maybe like this, or even this. And the minor lines should be maybe white then. That was a terrible combination, but yeah, I'll just turn off the grid for now maybe. Yep, looks better. Also, snap would be like 5 millimeters, because the spacing is 10 millimeters between everything, so 5 would work just fine. So let's just start with the terminals then on top there. So if I go and look in my parts list, I will see that they should be from Phoenix Contact, the PT10s. I'll go into the parts database here and search my terminal database for this part number. And we don't seem to be there. I'll just do a global search to search all tables just to make sure. No. Nope, not in the database, so I will need to add them myself. I will just Google, let's just see, Phoenix Contact PT10, so this is the one. I will just then add them to this database here. I will edit the database. I will say that this is catalog number, this one here, this Phoenix Contact, and I will just grab the description and so on from the web page here. grab some random information in here. And as of now, I will just be pleased with this one. I will save it. And I will say I want to insert this one. There is no symbol connected to it as of now, so I will just add a symbol that will be used for that one for later also. Then I can just insert this one. Turn off snap, of course, so that I don't get these in the wrong location. Now I can see this object. I'll just insert this one there. This should be X0, and this should be terminal number 1. You repeat, and I can insert one more there, and I will insert one more here. I will just take away the text showing here for X0 and X, so I don't want them shown in my schematics. So I'll turn this one off and this one off. It just hides it, it's still there, of course. Then I want to insert a motor down here. So I don't have any, this is just like an external motor, it's not part of the delivery here. So I will just insert some random motor. Let's go for motor, I need a 3-phase motor, and I'll just do this one here. I can place it down here. I can name it M1. For location, I just want to use like an external location, so I can filter on this when I do the bill of materials and so on, so I don't get this into my bill of material. Instead of placing it like this, I can also place it with a location box. So I could have placed the location box around it as well, but it's just one symbol, so I just keep it with the external like this one here. Next in my schematics is the actual soft starter. So that would be some Allen Bradley component. Let's just see if we can find that one. So I will not sure what table that would be in, so I will just do global search. Let's see if we can find something. Okay, that wasn't there either, so we will have to create it somehow. So then I guess we will just have to go back here and we will Google this one here, see if we can find some information about it, the pins and so on that we need for this one. Product drawings, maybe that would help us. Wiring seems to be helpful. So we have the power connection as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have A1, A2, 2 ins, and we have some contact sets here. So let's just create this as a custom symbol then. So when I do my custom symbols, I usually start with drawing it in my schematic, so I can get like a generic or a general sense of feeling of the size of the component. So I will have that one for the power connections, and then I will need some other symbol for the other connection points, A1, A2, and so on. So let's say we want one connection point there and one here, and we need the in 1 and in 2. Let's see. So we will just keep them like 20 apart, something like that. And for the contacts, I believe we should be using contacts and not these symbols that was suggested in PDF here. So I will just make sure that this one is over here. A little bit small, like this. So I have A1, A2, in1, in2, and the contact sets. And of course the power contacts here should be named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will probably just copy this one over here, here, and here, and here, here, and here. And of course AutoCAD Electrical works with parent and child symbols. I guess this one should be the parent and this one should be the child. So, well, maybe I can just make them just a little bit smaller. There's no need to make them take up this much screen space. And it's just simple symbols. Let's just undo these ones. Here. So do the same for this one, just like this. It should be fine, I think. So I will create this one as a child symbol and this one as the parent symbol. So I will just start with the symbol builder. I will choose the graphics I have done already. And its insertion point should be just about here. This would be a vertical symbol for vertical connections. And well, we have like a family that would match for a motor starter or a soft starter. I'll just use a motor starter for this one. And I will do OK for that one. And then AutoCAD Electrical will open the symbol builder. And I have now this palette here that is called the Symbol Builder Attribute Editor. And this one, when I insert it, I want the identifier to be U and not K. Other than that, I'm quite pleased with the rest here. I will just insert these, and I want the tag for this one to be, well, approximately, I'll just start there and I will just move it manually. Then I can move it here. And I want these cross references to be located, no, I want them inside maybe. Inside the component like this. Let's see how that works out. Maybe now we should just have them on the outside. Like this. So now I have these, I need some wire connection points. And I will just start with the one on top. That it would be the one that is here. It should be A1. I need one at the bottom. That would be here. And I need one more at the top. And one more at the top here. And I'll just move these. These are invisible. These three attributes here. So I can leave them there if I want to, but I will just move them out of the way for now. And now for the pin numbering, I will just insert the default ones. That would be A1 for the first one, A2 for the second one. I have in for the third one, and I have in 2. That was in 1, of course. In 1, like this. I don't need any link lines or anything, and I guess I'm done. So I will just say I'm done with this symbol. AutoCAD Electrical doesn't find any problems with it. I can give it a name, and I will just give unique identifier some. This is like an SMC3, so I will just use that one. So I can use the same symbol for multiple multiple versions of this one. So I will just do OK for that one. You want to insert it? Yes, please. And I will just add it over here. Then I will say that this is Alan Bradley, and the part number was like this. I need to add it, of course, to my database as well. I cannot find it, so because it wasn't there, so I will just add it to the database here. And again, I will just be copying and pasting some data from on the website. That would be the description should be something like that, or maybe even what says description here. That looks better. Like this. And I will just do some blanks for the rest here. And then we have something called the pin numbers up here, also what symbols to use. At the moment I only have this VMS1_SMC3, I believe it was. I will be generating a child one that it would be VMS2_SMC3. I can just assign these symbols to it because I know how to do that. For the coil pins, that would be A1, A2, in 1 and in 2. These are the pins for the parent symbols. And then for the child symbol, I will just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have this normally open contact, and that according to the schematics that would be 13, 14. And then we have this normally closed contact, will be 97, 98. So hopefully this will work now. So I can select this one, I can do OK, and I can do OK. So here it is in all its glory, with the pin numbers or the contacts that are available here. I haven't placed them yet, but I can just turn off that at the moment, like this. And then I will create the child part of that one. I will use the symbol builder again. I will say this is a vertical, this time it's a child, and it should be for the motor starter family as well. I want these graphics to be included, and the insertion point should be just about here. And I will do OK for that one. And then we have this here again. I want to U as the default one, but other than that I will do with the defaults, and I will just insert these attributes like this. And of course I need some connection points as well, so I can insert one here. I'll insert one at the bottom, then one at the top, then one at the bottom, and again one at the top, and finally just one at the bottom here. And well, I guess I'm done with this one as well. So I will say I am done. And then again, I'll just use the unique identifier SMC3 for this one as well. This is being the child symbol for that one. You want to insert it? Yes, please. And I can place it here. And I can say that, oh, this is a child of this one. Well, the pin number didn't go according to plan, but I didn't set it to be, oops, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I didn't say that this one should be the undefined part, but it's perfectly okay. So then I have the normally open contacts and so on. I can, if I want to, I can even assign these to this symbol here. I'll just go into motor starter again. I will assign this normally open contact. I will map it to the symbol. I'm going to use these contacts a little bit later, so I can just place them in my schematics like this. Let's say they belong to this one as well. And I will do the same for the normally. And see, as I do this, it will add these contacts to this symbol for me. Now I'll do the same for normally closed contacts. Motor starter, and I'll map that as well, and I will place it temporarily into my schematics up here somewhere. I'll say that this also belongs to U1, and it will suggest now these pin numbers. You can go to the list and have a look, and you can see that this is the only available normally closed pair. So that was the motor starter. So let's continue in my schematics. That will be some the contactor. Okay, so I am going to use a contactor that will be from Schneider as well. Part number is here, so hopefully I'll just find that if I go to the contactors, search for that one. Nope. Okay, I'll just do a global search just in case I search in the wrong table. It was an MS. It's the contactor, of course. Well, there it is, so I can just wait for the search to finish, and I can do this. And it should be ready to place here. There it is. And it doesn't have any symbols as of now, so I need to do this manually. Go in and find the correct symbol. I will map it for later. I will just put it somewhere then in my schematics, and I will move it afterwards. So that would be the Q1. And I need these 3 contacts here, over here. Again, I have to kind of know this. So I will just be going to the icon menu. I will find the 3 faces. They are here. I can just place it into my schematics like here and build it to the right. And they should be a child of this one, and it should be, well, almost perfect. Seems like I just missed that one, so I'll just do it again. It's easier to do it again. So I'll place it correctly this time here, build it to the right, and it should belong to Q1 like this, and okay, there it is. So let's see, next part here are some uses. Okay, F1 and F2, circuit breakers. So I will just search my catalog again. I'll go to the circuit breakers, and I will search for this part number from Schneider. Okay, not there. Let's do the global search just in case I've searched in the wrong table again. doesn't seem to be there either, so I have to create it. Okay, we will go back to our little web browser. We search for this part number. Schneider Electric. I get a lot of Norwegian hits here, but let's do the English sites. So this is the one that we need. Do we have some short descriptions, or it was just a long description? Let's go for this one. Like this. And I will just insert some generic circuit breaker instead. The breakers, 2-pole breakers, thermal. It's this one here. So I will just place it next to this one somehow. This is the F1. And I will go to the database and have a look for that part, but it wasn't there, so I will need to edit the database. Let's just see if we do Schneider. We can have a look at the template here, what the others look like this. So when I edit, was just too many here. C60A. A little bit less there. So I will just add that should be the description, of course. Then we just need a Schneider for the manufacturer, and I need the part number here. This. Oh, thank you. Just see MCB 59 IC. Be a 2-pole. Just copy this one down here, and it will be 10 amps, so I'll copy that one. Braking capacity. I wouldn't know, but probably says something here. Braking capacity. It's quite a few. Just do this one then. It seems to match, kind of. Braking capacity, something like that. I'll go for the text value. I will do rating, should be 10 amps. So I also want the C curve, so I want 10 amps /C. And I want the pin numbers to be 1 and 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. These are for the first one, this is for the second one. Let's hope this works. We will soon find out. So I can now search for my A9F here. And here it is. I'll do A. I'll get pin numbers 1 and 2. Let's hope we get 4 for the second half here. yes, we had 3 and 4 there. And I need 1 amp version of that one as well, so I will just copy this one. I wish I could do Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I cannot do that, but I will do copy here. I will say that the base point should be approximately here, and I want to copy these. Then I can paste it. So I'll just leave it down here for a little while. This should then be F2. And this one should be the 10 amps, this should be the 1 amp version. So I will edit the parts database, I will copy this row, paste it in here, and I will just make the changes that I need here. That would be a 0.1 at the end instead. Plus 2 poles, and it should be 1 amp. And let's make sure we have a 1 amp over here, and the pin number should be the same. So I can save this one. And I can search for 1 amp. Find it here. And then I get 1 AC curve. So now I have generated these two. Let's continue with the schematics then. I need to connect these to Q1 here somehow, so I will just insert some wires. Have the brown one to here. I will take the black one and put it here. And then I'll just move this one a little bit to the side. And I need to insert this transformer, this Nuratel thingy. So I have all the data needed for this one on their web page. Remember this symbol here, so I will just generate that quickly as well. And again, I will be using just, I prefer to draw the schematic symbol first. This one here, and I need a circle that goes like here, and I'll just copy this one. Have 4 copies of that one. Do some trim, that one. I will just let's make it like this. Copy this over here, and then we should do some trim. Turn this off, and we can do some copying here as well. Paste. Then I need a small pen in the middle here, and I will just mirror this entire thing over this axis here. No! Take away these pins over here, because I don't need them in this case. Okay, so I now have the graphics, and I will turn it into a symbol. Use the symbol builder again. I will say I need these graphics to be here, the insertion point to be approximately here, and this is again a vertical parent, and it's a transformer. So yeah, this looks nice so far. I want it identifier to be a T, of course. I need these attributes. I'll just drag them in like this. I'll just move stuff around a little bit here. And we need some insertion points, of course, and we also have some rating attributes here. This is for the primary and secondary voltage here, so I'll just put them here, and then I will just do some minor editing for them with the properties palette. They should be middle left and rotated 90 degrees, and I will just move it up here. And this one should be middle right, I believe. It should also be rotated 90 degrees, and I should place that somewhere like here. I need some connection points, so I will do top. That will be the first one, that will be the second, third, and the fourth, and then I do the bottom here, here, and here. So I will just see here, I might have to move these up just a little bit. I'll just use the move them one step up, and do the same for these ones. Just move them one step down like this. Of course, I can do some default numbers here. That would be 1U for the first one. It should be 1V3 for the second one, 1V2 for that one, and 1V1 for that one. And it should be 2U for this number 5, and 2V, the default for that one here. I also want to add some maybe some descriptions for these connection points. So I can do, let's just see here if I can find that in the documentation for this. So let's just do it's 400 volt, 415, and 440 volts. So if I just do turn 1 and I say I want to add a description to that one, just see it was an optional attribute. I can place that maybe on this side then. And that should then be 0 volts, for example. Then I'll do the same for this one, add optional attribute. That should be 400 volts. Then I'll use this one. Say add optional attribute, that should be 415 volts. Do this one, add some optional attribute and say that this one should be 440 volts. And then this one, place it there. I will change the orientation, that would be again 0 volts, for example. And finally this one, place it over here, and that one should be 230 volts. Maybe I don't need the rating attributes then. It will say so in the schematics here, so it might look a little bit better then. I'll just change the justification here from left to right and just move them one step up like this. So I'm not sure if it will look good, but let's try. I will just say that I am done with this symbol, and this is the FR78B 400 to 30. like this. Oh, 2 errors, of course there is. Let's just see what it is. It's missing these rating attributes. I have decided not to use them, so I can live with that. And I will just do OK. We want to insert copy, yes please, and I will insert it down here. I need to add the data to the catalog database, so I get a bill of materials as well. So again, I need to edit. I need to add a new row. That would be the FR78B-400-230. That is from Nora Hotel in Norway, and this is just an isolating transformer. Don't have much data for this one. Keep the pin list as it is. Also, I'll just save this one. We'll search for and select that one. This is the one. Okay. I will leave the pin list like this. I will OK and I'll map the symbol. And there we are. I'll just take away these graphics here. Let's agree that these descriptions are really in the wrong place. So I will use my symbol builder to edit that one, of course. So I will edit this. I will make these be left justified instead. And I will move them back down here. This. Now that I have changed it, I will need to update the block. Tool here to update a block. I'll select this one and do this for the entire drawing. Well, it looks okay. So let's just see. I'll move this just a little bit up like that, and I will create some wires here then. And I want the 1.5 square millimeter wire from here to here, and probably from here to here as well. And then I want to have the blue wire 1.5 square millimeter from here to, that was the 400 volt input, so I'll use that one. And I need to just route this one down to here. Okay, I just need to make some room here, so I will just use the scoot command to move these maybe up here. Same for this circuit breaker here. Yes. And then I will just move this one up like this. And this wire should go up here, and I can now scoot this one up here as well. Like this. So now we need to draw some more wires. We are going to assign the L potential like here and maybe somewhere up here. I'm not sure. I'll just stop it there for now. That was of course the wrong one. I will just convert it to the brown. It was again the 0.75 wire type. And then I will do the wire for the neutral one for also 0.75. Insert it like this, and I will just end it somewhere over here. Like this. So I need to have a look at the schematics again. we can connect the soft starter here. I'll just align stuff here. Align this one with that, so it looks a little bit better. And I will also align this one like this. Then I can connect some wires here. We have this one going from here to here, and we have one going from down here to here. And if I just scoot this now, I can scoot it then back and forth here too. So I'll just move it over here maybe. So we have some terminals here that are used for the remote panel, but as we don't have the remote, we will use the orange jumper wire. I need to insert those as well, and these terminals are parts data PT 2.5 S from Phoenix Compact. So let's see if we have them in our database. It would be nice if they were there, so I don't have to create everything. It doesn't seem to be there either. Okay, so I need to create them as well. Let's just see here. PT 2.5 here. So this is the part number. It's not here. Okay, so I will need to just create them. I will just use this one as a template. So I can just do, this is the part number. Just copy some data over here. This is PT 2.5. Should be able to find it now. PT2, and here I can insert it, and I will choose the terminal symbol. But I prefer it would be this one, so it's there for later. And we, according to schematics, we have terminal group X1, and we have one here that would be X1, terminal number 1. It's F1 key 1. I can do OK, repeat. I will place the next one over here. That would be terminal number 2 for X1. And I said I needed this orange jumper wire, so I'll just generate a OG 0.75, and I will give it orange color as well. And then I will just convert this wire into the orange one here. Like this. I will also make sure that this does not get any Y numbers. So I also have the terminals 3 and 4. They should also be jumpered. So I will just copy this one around, copy components, place one here. That will be terminal number 3. And I will place one more here. That would be terminal number 4. And I will just convert this one as well into the jumper wire. This orange one here. And then I have the start button. And that would of course be in my parts list. Let's just see SH1. It's the stop button actually. So let's see, that will be the one with the red light. We can again go to push buttons, PB here, and we should search for this part number, and we can find this one here. We will be using this symbol here. Just put it down here. That will be the SH2. And then we have the green one. I will insert that one in as well. We would be using then the I used the opposite one, but it has two contacts, as one normally open and one normally closed, so I will just put that one in. I will take away this one because this is the green one, isn't it? Green illuminated, that will do the start button. So that would be that one, and the red one would be the stop button, of course. I'll just search for parts. There are too many to choose from here. This one, and this is stop, so I will be using this normally closed contact, of course. Like this. Let's see, SH1 for that one and SH2 for that one. These also have lamps, so I need to put these in a little while as well. So this one could get its power from this one here. I'll just move it up here and over here, like this. Then this signal will go down to the terminals. Okay, terminals 5, 6 and 7 for the remote that are also jumpered, of course. I would now want to just move these a little bit down, and let's see if I can do that. I will use the scoop command. I will move it down like here. Take this one also down here, and this one as well, and this one also. Then I can connect this wire down here. So let's see if we can copy some more terminals. Copy, and I will place it beneath this one. That should be terminal number 5 according to the schematics. Repeat this and place terminal number 6 over here, and terminal number 7 down here. And then of course I need to connect these as well with this orange wire. Connect this one first, then this one, then I will convert it to the orange wire type. Let's just scoot it one step down maybe. Like this, yeah, looks a little bit better. Then I need to create some more wires. And put the brown 0.75 from here to here. And then we should have this one going to in 1. So just go here and down here. So let's see here. So we might have a remote stop button here somewhere, but we have, as I said, we have jumped it. So I will just move this one a little bit down. Maybe align it with these. And then I will use a wire from here to here. And it seems to go from here to here, from what I can see. I'll just scoot a little bit so it looks a little bit tidier. This one down here, this one down here, and this one just one more step down. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. And let's just see here. We should also have one signal from the top here going into in 2. So I'll just drop it like this. And again down here and down to here. Yeps, looks good. Yeah, see now from the schematics there are some dip switches that we can set here. As these are configurable, I think it's better to just have them as graphics inside my symbol. So I'll just do a rectangle, draw it like this, with maybe just rectangle just like this that I will just scale, and the base point should be mid between this point and this point, and it should be 0.8, something like that. Copy of this one there and there. The switch here should be moved down, and we have some text here as well. Just using one single line text here. Justify, middle center, I'll place it here. 2mm text maybe. 1. I'll just copy this one down. And it should be named 0. And I'm not very pleased with the text style, so I'll just change it to a different style. I will be using the LED IEC here. Terrible mistake because it's fixed size, it seems. I'm not able, well, yeah, I'm able to change it. Perfect. And then we have this text over here that says 10 seconds. Like this. Yeah, looks good. And then we have this contact U1 here. Let's just move that into place. It should be somewhere down here. And also the same goes for this one. This coil should also be beneath that somehow. Like this. I'll just move this down below this line manually like this. It looks a little bit better, a bit more tidy. Then I will be creating a wire from here to here, and I will be generating one more wire from here to here and here to here. Okay, and then we have this one here. Should we just move down? Probably somewhere like here. I'll just do it a little bit later. I'll align them all so they are in line. It looks a little bit better again. I need more parts here. Okay, an hour counter. So let's go into the parts database and search. I have no idea what table that would be in, so let's do the global search and see what we get. And okay, this is obviously not an hour counter, and these are not hour counters either. So okay, we need to go add some data again. I have no idea. Hour counter. Do we have something else here? I have no idea what family that would be. But let's see if we can figure that out. Are there any hour counters at all here? Nope. Well, let's just start with finding a symbol at least then. So I will go in here and under, I guess it is instruments, instrumentation here. We have an hour meter symbol at least, so I can use that one. Let's see what it is. It's the P1 tag wise. And if I go to, okay, it's IN, never heard of that family. I will generate a table for it, and I will be generating that part number. This is Schneider, yep, Schneider Electric as well. Let's just go to the parts page for that one. Just search for this, and we have this hour counter here. We will copy that one in here, and we will copy this one into this column here, maybe. When it comes to pin numbering, what could that be? We only have that image. Let's just see all documents here. If we can find some wiring information here, maybe we can find the pin numbers. That is the CAD file. This is a PDF of some kind. So let's just search for not that one, but 15608. CH 48 by 48. We have some pins here. It says okay, plus, tilde, and minus, or okay. So we will use this, I guess. I'll just go to the coil pins, and I will say that it should be AC or plus, or it should be AC or minus. It does both, it seems. Maybe just use a slash there to separate them. Like this. Goody goody. And I can... What happened? What happened here? Product picture. Ah. well. Let's just get the correct data into that field. It was this text I was hoping to get there. Copy. And I will edit this one. The description, that was wrong. This was what I was hoping for, hour counter. Let's see here. Something like that. Should get the pin numbers, well, almost. It didn't like the song character. So let's just go and edit and have a look at the pin numbers again. It seems it didn't like the tilde, maybe. Let's see if we do it the other way around. Use /tilde. We will save that, select it and do OK. Let's see what happens with the pins then. No, it didn't really like the tilde character there. Well, I'll just do -/. I'll just do it manually. I have no idea why it didn't work, but well, it is what it is. I'll do OK. I will map the symbol to the character. I should get the pin numbers correctly like this at least. And I will just add a wire here as well. From here up to here. And I need one from here to here. And then I need to show that the motor is running. That would be the lamp on the start button. I have no idea to know in EPLAN or in AutoCAD Electrical if this one has a lamp or not. There is no, as far as I know, there is no pin list, no nothing. And one more problem is that there is no child lamp symbols in electrical, so I will need to create one. So I will just insert a green light like that, and I will edit it to match what I need. So I will take away pretty much everything here. Like this, and I will just use the graphics to generate my child light or lamp. Use this one. The insertion point should be approximately here. This would be a vertical child, and it should be, it is part of the push button, so it should go in the push buttons family, really. So I will just do this one and just insert all the default ones like this, and I will insert top connection point like this and one at the bottom down here. And I am pleased with this. I will just say I am done. I will just say that this will be a lamp. I would also go into this and just have a look in the catalog to see if it has a pin list, because it really should have a pin list. Edit this one. Have a look at the pin list, and there are no pin list here. So I would just like to add one for X1 and X2 for the lamp. Like this. So when I select it, I will automatically get this pin numbers. even have pin numbers for the contact itself. That was kind of strange as well. That would be 13 and 14, so let's just add that one as well. I will edit this one. I will add 13 and 14 as the coil pins there. I'll save that as well. It was kind of strange, but it is what it is. So now I will say that this is the one. I will do okay for that one. And now insert my VPB21 underscore lamp. I believe that was the name of it. Yes, it was. I can place it over here. I can say this is a lamp that belongs to this one here. Get X1 and X2 the opposite way around, but well, again, it is what it is. I will add it to the catalog as well. And I don't want to show the pin or the cross-reference here, so I will just hide the cross-referencing for that one as well. I get cross-reference here for this one, pointing to the original here. That is perfectly fine with me. And that was the lamp for that one, and I need to connect power to that one as well. So that will be going from here to here, and I need a wire going from down here to here. And let's just do the red lamp as well. It is going to be connected just below this one. Well, almost. We have some terminals for the lamps for the remote panel if we have that one. So we need X1, 8, 9, and 10 now. They should also be jumpered. Of course they are, should be. And I'll just copy this one again. I will place it something like here. That would be terminal number 8. I forgot to do repeat, and then I will do number 9 over here, and I will do number 10 down here. And of course we need to connect these. I will do one that goes up to this one, and one that goes from this one here over here, and I just need to scoot this one so that it matches the terminal below it like this. And I'll just cut off this end here. I will draw a wire from this one. I almost had it. Let's just see. I will just scoot this one to the side like this. And now we can connect it to this terminal here. And we can connect these terminals with this orange wire. Just one going from here to here. And I will convert this to orange wire. And then finally we need the lamp for the stop switch here. I guess the same goes for this one. It is missing pin numbers and everything, so I need to edit. It came with AutoCAD Electrical, but it's missing lots and lots of data. Well, lots and lots. It's missing some data at least then. So that would then be a 21 and 22 for the coil pins, and then we have X1 and we have X2 for the pin list. That should be just one contact set like this. Then I can save this here. I can select it and get the pin list and so on here. Okay. In this case, I will just copy this symbol, copy it, and I will place it over here. And I will say that this one belongs to this one here. And for some reason I get it the opposite way around, but well, it is what it is. And I will turn off, of course, then the cross-referencing, because I don't need to see that lamp down here. It's not even showing as a lamp, but that is a different story. So I will just draw one wire from here and down to here. I will do extend this wire, stretch wire it says. It will stretch to there, and I need to convert this wire here manually. It should supposed to be blue, and then we can do a brown wire going from here down to here, and I'm pretty sure that I have the schematics down now with the orange jumper wires. Yep, looks good so far. At least it looks good. I'll just create a subfolder here as well, just to make it look a little bit better. If you have multiple enclosures, you can move stuff around here, so you can structure your project so it looks a little bit better. And let's just have a look at if there are any problems now with this project. So we have some tools here to do some checking. We can do the drawing audit. This will do like the basic error checking for zero length wires. That means I have drawn a wire that is 0 long. A 0 wire is still a wire even if it's 0 long. So it should be removed, and this drawing audit will take care of that for me. Says that 6 wires are normal wire layers shown in color red here. It should be the black one, so I might need to I have to turn off, okay, I have to turn off the wire numbering for that one. And there's no other problems with this one here. For the wire types, okay, I have set that one to wire numbering no as well, like this. And then we have the other kind of checking here. It says 6 issues found in my project. Wire no connection. It means that I have, if I just double click it and have a look, I have 3 wires here that are not connected to anything. EPLAN or AutoCAD Electrical tells me this is an issue. I can just go and say that, okay, these are not. I can ignore these issues. Then we have the component here with no connection. This is the motor. It's missing no catalog number. So it's an external motor. I don't know what type it is. I can just say, ignore this one as well. So now they are ignored as well. And let's just see here, no connection. Okay, there's a PE connection point on this one. Just ignore that one. I don't want to connect it. And of course, I have on my transformer, I have 2 connections that are not connected, and this is not an issue. That I can just ignore that one as well. And then I have 0 issues in my project so far. So I will now generate a new page where I can put my bill of materials. I would just do sheet number 3. I will spare sheet number 2 for my panel drawings. So that would be reports. Okay. And on this page, just waiting for it to appear here, I will now insert some reports. So I will go to report manager. I will go for the schematic report. I will do a bill of materials report for my entire project. And I'll just, well, let's see what we get here first. I get this list here. I can sort it in whatever way I want here, but I think this is good, what I have here. I can put it out on my drawing in a table. I'll just, again, just use the out-of-the-box styles and so on as well, with automatic calculation of the column width and so on. I will do bill of materials, and I can place it like this. And let's just see if we can get like a wire list as well. So I will do the from to report for my wire project, and I want just things that are internal to the enclosure. I don't want anything that is connected to the external parts here. So I'll do OK for that one. I'll get a list here of all the connections with also the wire layer over here, what kind of connection it is. I can, using this one here, I guess I can just do let's just see. Yeah. I can show you afterwards. But I can say now, put it on the drawing, create a table. It should be the metric one, and I just find a place for it. Well, yeah. It seems just as good as anything. So let's just make this a little bit smaller, then I can move this one up here. Gray. So I have my bill materials and my wiring list here with every wire and the wire type. I just want to show something. I'll just make some more changes here. I want to show the kind of wire to be used here, just the size maybe. So in AutoCAD Electrical we would be using something called wire color labels. So I will just place manually one here, and this would just be 6 square millimeters, something like that. Then for this one I would also do black 6 square millimeters. And then I do this one, that would be gray 6 square millimeters. And I can of course change this. On here it should be then brown 6 square millimeters. For here it was 1.5 square millimeters, and then it was 0.75 on the other side here. So I will just do the same here. I'll just manually place one here, saying that this is brown 1.5 square millimeters. Place one here and say this is blue 1.5 square millimeters. Okay, I'll just move stuff around afterwards to make it look better. I'll just use the scoot here to move it down a little bit. That one down. And I will move that line a little bit down as well. So now we kind of have room to Okay, seems like I have it there. Then I'll do 0.75 for these wires here. I'll place one here, that should be around 0.75 square millimeters. And I would go here, say blue 0.75 millimeters. Oh, and we have one more thing missing actually. The terminals here are Phoenix contact, but we need some accessories for them as well. As these are Phoenix contacts, we can go to import, export, and we have the opportunity to export at least terminal data to the Phoenix contact project complete software. So let's just see what we get if we do this one. I'll just do it in C /T folder. I want to send all of these to this file here. So it says it has now written this to this file, and I have this Phoenix contact software on my computer. It is called planning, like this. I can open it. I can import that file that I just got here. So I can go to interfaces. I can do let's just AutoCAD import. Go to my temporary folder. I will just import that file here, and I will just move everything to the same rail. It looks like that. Now I can actually do a auto correction here. So now this program will add all the missing data, and you can see it will add these end barriers. We have some separator plates here. So ideally I would have wanted this AutoCAD export to work, and then I could just import it into AutoCAD Electrical. But it doesn't work, but I can at least work with these terminals and manually. So I will just edit the terminal strip. I can now manually at least insert the accessories. So I want to accessories, insert, and I want to get the end barrier first, and that part number, I can see now the part numbers in the software is 3022. So here is the end brackets. That's actually here, and I can say so I'll just call it accessories. I can say insert it above. Then I can go to the last terminal here. That would be number 10. I will say I want to insert the accessories, and again I will do the 3222. That was the end barrier. Wasn't that the part number? Here it is. Wasn't it 3022? Okay. Here it is. I can say insert accessories as well. Like this. Just take this one away because I don't need that at this level actually. I also want this separator plate here, and that was 303 something something something. Let's just see. 303. Nope, was not it. Accessories, insert, lookup, 303 something something, 30304, and it's not in the database. I'll just add it. 3030417. It is Phoenix contacts, and it is a end cover. And it is for the EST25. I'll just stick with this for now. It was 04 17. And I will save this, and I will add it. It needs to be accessories as well. So now I have some accessories here. If I go to the catalog part numbers, you can see I have the correct part numbers for these here. And I will do and it wants me to insert the terminal strip to save this information. I'm not going to draw the terminal or the panel drawing as of now, but let's just put it somewhere for later reference. I'll do the same for the X0 here, and we are going to insert the end barrier here. That would be 303 something something again. Let's just see the part number here. 3022 what it was. This is clip fix 35. I want it to be inserted above. Okay, accessories. And I also want this little sign here. Let's say that accessories, insert, lookup. Let's just see if we can find the key at KLM3 or 0811. That's kind of strange, it's not here, but we will add it. 0811969, and this is the Phoenix contact, and this is the KLM3. This is the terminal strip marker. I'll just stick with some basic data like that. And I will also do this as an accessory. I will do insert above. Now we just need a separator plate between the PT10s and the PT2.5 here, so I will just add some accessories here as well. Insert accessories, and this time it should be 3212 something something. Sure, 3212. Nope, that's not it, so I have to create this one as well. Okay, so that would be 3212057. It's missing a 3 there. And this is also Phoenix contacts. And this time it is end cover. And blah 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 blah. I'll just the PT10. Something like that. And I will insert that one as well. It's accessories. So now I have all the accessories needed for terminals here as well. So I need to save that also. I'll just place it here for now. The scaling is a little bit off here, I can see that. Probably because the project is set up to use imperial units panel footprints. Yes, it is. So let's just change that to panel millimeters instead. Okay. And we will fix this when we do the panel layout to get them into the correct size. And if I now go into my reports and I update my bill of materials, I should have these accessories for my terminals in my bill of materials as well now. Put on drawing, it will update this one. Nope, did not work. Okay, let's just delete it and insert it again. Probably the easiest solution here. So I will go into my reports, I will do bill of material, extract data. Here it is. I should just check that I have the feature terminals. Of course, I need to do the panel report to get all the accessories. Just because this is just how AutoCAD Electrical works. I have now the end covers and so on. So I'll put this on the drawing. I'll use the metric table style. I want the title to be Bill of Materials. Something like that, and I can place it here probably. But I'm missing some data it seems. I'll just again try to include schematic components, of course. We have all the data here. Put it on the drawing, update the existing table. Didn't work, did it? So let's just delete this again. Okay, I want to delete it. Come on. Delete. Okay. Do the panel report. I will do the full one. Okay. Extract the data again. It seems fine. I got everything here. I put it into my drawing. It should be the metric one. Bill of materials. Okay. And this looks a little bit better at least. So I have that here now, and I'll just do the same as I did. Just take this one and make it a little bit narrower, like this. So this should be enough to build this enclosure. As of now, at least, I don't have the panel drawing, but I have the part list, I have the wire list, and I can create now like a PDF of this one. So I will say I want to create a PDF for these two drawings. I don't want any substitution happening, and I don't want to run in the background because that works only half of the time. Publish to PDF multi-sheet file and OK. And let's just see if this will work as expected. I will just do OK without any settings. Open in viewer when done. And I'll do publish. Let's see if this works. I will put it in the project folder. Here, so want to save in the sheets, just start and create it. Let's see what we get. It wasn't just perfect on the first try, but let's just go into our drawing here and we will create the page setup we can use. So I'll just create a new page setup called PDF, and that should be PDF to this one here. It should be A3 size because that's what we use here. I want a full bleed portrait, no, landscape mode like this one. What to plot? Let's try extents and scale to fit and center the plot. It should look like that. let's just do landscape. This looks better. So I will just save this one, and I now have this setup available here, so that when I try to create a PDF once more, both pages would be okay, and in this here I will just select both of them, say they're in the wrong order. Let's just see electrical diagrams first. Okay. Control S, page setup. It is there, as it is. I want to set it as the current also. And I now say I want to publish this to PDF. All pages. Do not show me this again. I want both of these to use PDF page. There it is. So I will try again to generate this PDF. I will open this one. Yes, please. And do not save this. Do not show this again. Now I have this PDF generated. That looks like this. I'm pretty sure we can build something out of this one. So that would be the AutoCAD electrical way of doing schematics, and we will continue with EPLAN. I'll now do the same exercise in EPLAN Electric P8. I'm running the compact version that is quite a lot cheaper than AutoCAD Electrical. But let's see what we can do. So when working in EPLAN, well, opposite to AutoCAD, where you are working in separate drawing files and you have this project database on the side that will be kept up to date by running the special AutoCAD electrical commands. EPLAN is pretty much you work in the database all of the time. So we will start a new project. It was supposed to be called W400 Soft-18K. I need to choose a template to create the project from, and I will just use my initials as the creator of this one here. And just as with AutoCAD Electrical, we had project descriptions. We have quite a lot of project properties for EPLAN as well. This is just a small sample of what we have. You can add more properties, you can take away the properties that you don't need, and most properties in EPLAN are multi-line by default. So if I want this one to say soft starter 400 volts, and then I want a second line, I will just add a line break by Control Enter, or just say add a line break here. And then it was 18.5 kilowatts. So yes, we have multi-line attributes in AutoCAD as well. Only problem is that AutoCAD Electrical does not support them very well, or at all actually. I will just do OK with that, and I have now created my projects. There is some drawing file or page that came with the template. I will just take that one away. and I will create a new page over here. And the same, of course, applies to this page description here. In AutoCAD Electrical we had 3 different description lines. In EPLAN we just put everything on the same property. We will just use do it like this. Meons, okay, mains. And control circuit, and I will just do OK, and I have this new page here. I will start here also with the feed in. I will use something here called potential connection points, and these are just a symbol that you can use to, well, feed your circuit. I will just change to a different symbol because I want to have an invisible symbol, and then I can just place them up here. And I will, while I'm at it, I will give it a color right now. So this one should be brown, and I will say it should also be colored brown in my schematics. And I will do the same for all 3 faces here. I will insert the L2 here. It should be black, and I also want the connection color to be black. And finally I will insert the gray one. That will be L3. It should be GY, but I also want to display it as a gray color. Let's do something like this. I will only go and change the background color as well, as I prefer a dark gray background instead of this white one. So that would be here, scheme gray, okay. So these are my inputs. I will place the motor while I'm at it. 3-phase motor. Can search for that. It will search my symbols, and I should get something I can use like this one. And again, one of the things with EPLAN is that we have automatic connection of wires. So when I hold my motor below these feeds up here, I will automatically get a connection here. And also this motor, it is not part of my project, so I will just keep it externally. So I can of course say plus EXT, just like I did in AutoCAD Electrical, but in EPLAN I can also say that it's actually an external component. So by tagging this as an external component, it will not be part of my part list in any way. All cabling, all connections going to it will be reported, but the actual device will not be reported. Opposite from AutoCAD Electrical, the standard AutoCAD Electrical project, in the standard AutoCAD Electrical 2023 installation comes with 1.7 million parts or something strange like that. There's lots of components that comes with it at least. But in EPLAN, I prefer to start with, if I go into my parts management, you can see I'm starting with a blank parts database. There's nothing here. Because in EPLAN, when I need something, I will look in the data portal. And that is the cloud solution EPLAN has, where you can download parts data. And I want these terminals, so I will just go and I will search for that part number here. And you can see here I have this part. I have the picture of the part, I will get that, I will get a 3D model of the part, I will get a 2D for the schematics or for the panel layout, and so on. Lots of metadata in many languages. So I will just say, okay, download this. But I also want to download accessories if there are any available. I want to update all existing parts if there are any locally and so on. So I will do it like that, and I will import, and there it is. I can now go into my parts database, and you can see that now this terminal is available here to insert into my project. So I will just insert one over here, one more, and one more there, and I will rename it. And if you know Auto or Windows shortcuts, you know that F2 is rename, so I can now rename it just by press F2 and change the name of this terminal strip here. That being done, I will insert the contactor here. Let's see if you can find that one in the parts list. It was the LC1 something something. So I will again go into my parts database. I will search for the part number. Here it is. I can just download that one as well. I can say I want to have accessories. You can see that it will find all available accessories for that contact. So this will be quite a large download, but it should be quite fast anyway. And it's important to remember that in data portal there is 1.4 million components there as of now, and it's not EPLAN that place these components there. It's the manufacturers themselves that add data and maintain the data in this data portal. EPLAN only hosts this service for the manufacturers, and there are hundreds of manufacturers that put their data into this data portal. So there it is. I can just import it, and now this should be available in my parts database as well. I can say I want to insert this contactor, and I will get this contactor coil symbol over here. You can also see here that EPLAN knows what function it has. It has 3 main contacts, one normally open, one normally closed contact. So rather than just inserting the coil first, I will insert that one later. I will just say I want to have the next function, and then I will get these contact sets here, and I'll just insert them in one go like this. And now I just want to change the name for that to Q1 instead of K1, like this, and we should be good to go with that one as well. We had this soft starter from Alan Bradley, so I will go and have a look at that one as well. Let's see, yeah, seems to be there as well. Let's go in and see what we get. We get a 3D model, we got some schematic symbols, we have the whole symbol, we have only the power contacts, and then the controls as a separate symbol. So if I just download this one, I will do accessories, and it will download and import it into my database. And while yeah, it's kind of optional, but personally I'm not a big fan of these big symbols that the manufacturers supply, but I can show you how easy it is to manipulate them to whatever you want. I don't want that one, I want this symbol instead. And as I said, I just think it's just too big. So I will make some changes to this symbol here. Let's just give this the name of U1. And I'm pleased with that, yeah. So to make changes, you'll just select what you don't want. I don't want these texts. I want this box to be a little smaller. And I want this to be a little smaller. And I want these contacts to be closer together. Like this. And now I have modified my symbol. This is now one symbol again. The functionality is the same. So I will just keep it like that for now. So we need to get some power for our first circuit breaker. I will just download them as we go. I can again go into my data portal, I can search for multiple part numbers like this. So I can now say I want to download this one and this one. I can do multiple download as well, like this and this, and it will import both of them. And I can also say I want accessories. I always want accessories, because EPLAN knows what accessories fits, so when I'm in need of some extra contact set, I will have it in my parts database already. We will of course have the same problem with the Noratel transformer here, but I will show you how you will create your own generic symbol in a Swift here as well. Yeah, it seems we are working. Of course you are. So let's just go and see if we can download this, just this one. There it is. Like that. Yeah, a lot of accessories here as well. So it will be quite a lot quicker to download the next one, because the accessories are the same for those two. So it should be quite a quicker download for the other one there. And finally it's there. We'll import it into my local parts database. And then I can go into the other one here. I can say I want to download that one. I of course want accessories. And the download was quite a lot quicker there. The question now is, well, I can just download the rest that I need if it's here. So let's see if we can do these push buttons. This one is here, so I will just download this one, import. Lots of accessories as well. That was the green one, and then I want the red one and the hour counter. And some terminal stuff. I'll just download it now, since I know I need to download it anyways. So I have the bill of materials here. Then it was the 34. So I will download this. You can also see we have the opportunity to configure this product as well. So this icon here means that we can configure it by adding extra contact blocks and so on to this one. You can do that on the fly in the data portal and download the complete assembly. So I will import the red one. It was the hour counter from Schneider. It's this part number. Festo, no. That is not it. Nope, doesn't seem like that in the parts database. I have to create that manually. It's fine, I will do that of course. And then we have this terminal here from Phoenix Contact as well. So I have what I need so far, at least. I will just create the hour counter and the transformer manually. So I need to connect this to this first circuit breaker. Let's just first of all place that circuit breaker. That was the 10 amps one. So I will just go and search for it like here. You can see this is nice to have pictures here. I can just select that one. I want a different symbol because I want one that is a little tighter together. So like this one instead. And then I should connect that, and we have auto connection as you saw in EPLAN, so I will be using these symbols here to create like a T node, and I will place this little corner here to connect these. If I just go to update my connection now, you can also see I have brown, black and gray colors all the way down here at least. So this component is not set up to transfer the potential, but I can do that just as quick because I like to use colors in my schematics. So I can say that the potential that comes in on pin number 1 should be transferred to pin number 2. I can go in and say that what comes in on pin number 3 should be transferred to pin number 5. Sorry, 4. And finally, what comes in on pin number 5 should be transferred to pin number 6. So if I now update my connections, you can see that the colors or the potential are transferred through this component down to the motor as well. Now for the transformer. So I need to create like a generic transformer symbol here as well. I will just start with something called the black box. And I will just place it just generically like this. And then I will place some connection points for this one, and I will draw the graphics. So for the connection points, I want some invisible connection points. I'll be using this. So I'll say this one is now number 1. I will change the names afterwards. I will place number 2 there. And then number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And finally number 6 down here. And then I will just draw the graphics. You can see I have a connection point right there. So I can now just draw the graphics. I will just use normal lines, and I will do it like this. And I will draw a circle from here to move it like that, and I will copy it and place it there, and I will use the cut off or trim tool if we talk AutoCAD here. Copy this one over here. Something like that. I will also just change the line width on this one as well. So the formatting for this should not be 0.5 millimeter, but 0.2 millimeters, and the same for these 2 lines. 0.2 millimeters. Then I will copy them. Again, it's in EPLAN, it's just Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. And finally, I will just mirror them so I get them down on the other side. So I will be using edit, it's called flip in EPLAN. I will just flip it over. And I forgot to hold down the control key. So I will just flip it again while I hold the control key to make a copy of that one. And I will also want this line in the middle here. And I didn't need these lines. This connection point should of course be moved up here. Now I can see that this box that is placed around it is just too big, so I will just change the size of it to fit like this. And also I don't want this box to be visible, so I will go to the Format tab and say that this one should be invisible, and yes, it should be invisible. Invisible in EPLAN just means that you can turn it on temporarily if you need it. It's quite nice to have information a keystroke away. Invisible to the guys that get the documentation, visible to you as the constructor guy. And then I need to change, of course, these connection points with the pin numbers and the description. I will do that in a table. Like this, I get this window now with these connection points in them. So let's just do some adjust column width there. And the first one was 1U, wasn't it? I'll just have to check the documentation for it. Yep, it was 1U, and it's 2U, and it was 1V3, and then it was 1V2 and 1V1, and okay, let's do 1V1, and then it was 2V. And then we have the connection point description. Let's see, is it available here? No, it's not. I will just add that property as well. Connection point description. Like this one. And I will just move that. So I have that next to the other one here. And that was like 0 volt. And that was 400 volts. 415 volts, 440 volts, and 230 volts, something like that, I believe. So when I have done that in a table here, I remember I'm working in a database, it's the same as doing it in the drawings. Now I just need to move this around a little bit, so I will just say I want to move that one maybe up here somewhere. Something like that, and I want this one then on the other side. And then I will just go into my settings here and I will change the rotation and so on. So let's see, that was 90 degrees for that one, and I want 90 degrees for this one as well. And this one should be lower center justification. Description should be upper center, I believe. Let's just see here. I believe we can have it at y coordinate of 0. This one can be at 1 millimeter and this one can be at -1 or something like that. Let's see what that looks like. Aha, of course not. Mix up a little bit here for the that will be 0 for the Y and 1 for the X. So let's see now. This looks nice, but I believe I can set it back to 0.5 instead. It's fine. Now I'll just copy this setting over to these ones. I'll do these ones as well. Just assign it like this. And there it is. Now I will just save this one for later. I'll just do this just by saving a macro. I'll just call it AutoCAD FR78B-400-230. That's the name of that component. Something like that. Now I saved it for later at least. I can use it anytime I want for later. And then I have this other circuit breaker. It's the 1 amp version. It should be this one. Yeah, this is the 1 amp circuit breaker. I'll just download that, place it something like here, and I will connect it like this. And from here on, I want a different potential, other colors and so on as well. So I will insert a potential definition point on this side of the transformer because it's not the same potential anymore. So I will say that I have the L over here, and that should be brown, and I will make sure that it is brown here also. And then I will insert the neutral N, and this one should be blue, and I will make sure that the graphics are also shown in blue, even though I will create a PDF that is in black and white, but I just find it easier to see that I've done stuff correctly when I use colors in my schematics. I see I messed up a little bit here. That should be 400 volts. And that one should be 440. So I will just select it all again. I will group it. I will create this block or this macro. Now I have it. The fixed version for later. So we are going to continue now with the control circuit. So I will just make sure that the brown one goes upwards, somewhere like this. And yeah, just up here. And then the blue neutral one should be at the bottom somewhere. So I will place it down, well, yeah, maybe just as low as this one here. So we have this orange jumper wires here as well. So I will start now with the other terminals. I know from the schematics and from the bill of materials there were supposed to be 10 terminals in the X1 terminal strip. So I would rather than just placing them one by one, I will define them up front. You can also see I have forgot about the structure here, so I will just say that everything within here is plus S1, so that we are aware that everything inside here should of course belong to location plus S1. So now it looks approximately the same as within AutoCAD Electrical with the folder structure over here. But I will just generate my terminal strips for my enclosure. I have the X0. You can see we're working in the database, so I can see my terminals here. You can see the EPLAN selecting them over here. And I can of course now go say, oh, generate some terminals for me. But this time it's X1. I want to number it from 1 to 10, and I want them to be Phoenix contact terminals. So because I have already downloaded it from the data portal, so I should be able to find them over here. And this is the PT 2.5 or something like that. Let's just see. Yeah, this is the small one. From 0.14 here. So I will just say this one, it will create 10 functions, it says here, and now I have generated my 10 terminals. I can see from the icon here that they are not placed anywhere, so I can just place them as I need them. And as it is now, I want the first terminal to be located just about here, and I want the second one to be just about here. If I just go check my connections, I get the brown all the way here. I just want to make sure this is the orange wire jumper, so I will insert a connection definition object that I place on this connection, and I can say that this is like a orange, and this is not a normal connection, this is a wire jumper, so I can tell EPLAN that this is actually a wire jumper. And might be that that has a part number, of course, but not in this case. I will just make sure it's orange in my schematics as well. Yes, this seems pretty orange. So now this one is orange. So I will just copy this symbol here. Let's see, I have this invisible information for this orange jumper. I will just copy paste that when I come to the other ones. Also, I'm using this wire T with angles. It's a big hassle to change that in AutoCAD Electrical. You have to go click one by one to change them. It's a setting in EPLAN, so I will just make sure that my project is set up to use dots instead. So I want point wiring. I'll do OK, and now it's converted these to dots automatically. So let's see here, we had more terminals, number 3 and 4, so I will just select them both and drag them into my project. And I can say that we have it should be there, and I want it to be there. And when I insert it, also make sure that this little dash here points away. That means that this is direction into the enclosure, and this is the way out of the enclosure to remote stuff. And I will just do Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V for that one, and now this is the orange wire as well. I also need to connect it down like this. And I need the other part of this motor starter here, this soft starter. And as this is already defined in my project, I have already inserted parts of it. I'll just find that in my devices navigator. I can say I want these components, and it will just find that other part automatically. And again, I'm not very happy with this symbol, so I will make changes. I will also make some changes because I don't want to connect these contacts like this. I want these contacts to be like normal standalone contacts. So I will need to make some changes to just move it down here to the parts data. So if we just go and have a look at the parts data for this one, we can see in the database for this one, if I look at the functions, you can see here that, whoopsie, these are device connection points. These are not contacts, these are connection points. So I will just take away these like this, and then I will just say I want to add. Normally I would just create them and my own variant of this one, but in this case I will just quickly add this to the existing stuff here. So I say that this one is a normally open contact. Was the normally open, it should be 2 connection points. It's an auxiliary contact. I can do this one and say this one should be a normally closed contact. So I will find my normally closed, 2 connection points, auxiliary contact, almost. This one. And then I go over here and say that the pin numbers should not be this, but it should be 13, 14 for this one, and it should be 97, 98 for this other one. So now I have changed the parts data for this one. I can see now in my navigator that I have 2 contacts here. And there's actually something wrong. I can see that because due to the icons here, but these connection points are not part of this device any longer. So I of course need to take that away. And again, I will just make changes to this symbol because I don't want it to look like this. So I just make it look like I want it to. I don't want a logo. So I'll just personally just delete the stuff that I don't want. I will make sure that this connection point is down here and I want it to be the other way around. Could have rotated, but I find it easy to change the variant. Let's see if size-wise, yeah, it looks pretty good. I'll just leave them like some random location. I will adapt them to the rest of my circuit afterwards. And then I need to connect it from the neutral part down here. And again, if I just update my connections, I have colors here. See, I got the blue wire connected here and the brown wire connected here. Everything is perfect. Also, I don't want all this data to be listed here, so I will just go in here and say that, oh, it's perfectly fine. I just want the device tag, the U1, to be shown. But instead of deleting it, I could have done that, of course, but I just prefer to have them invisible. So I can just turn on and off invisible stuff as I want it. So the next one was the stop button actually. So I will just grab some power from approximately here. And we need to route that wire up here and over here and down. Let's just see somewhere over here. We will move around as we go along here. So I needed this push button with the red top. That was the part number. I will just copy from the parts list. Then I can say I want to insert that one and I can get the visual feedback. Oh, that was the green one, of course. It was 34, that was the red one. So good catch. So this is the correct one. And when I drag it in, you can see I get a lamp. Because EPLAN knows that this button has one normally open contact, one normally closed contact, and a lamp. And I will just, as this is a stop button, I will just use the normally closed function first. So I'll just say I want this function, like this. And then I will go and change the name of that to SH1. Like this. And I can just insert a lamp later because if I have a look in my list over here, I can find my lamp and you can see that, aha, the lamp is ready for it. I can just drag it into my project when I need it. It's already defined in my project. I'll just move it a little bit like this. And then I have some more terminals insert. It was actually 5, 6, and 7, so I will just drag them all into my schematics. I want number 5 there. I want number 6 over here approximately. And I need number 7 down here. And I need to connect them using this T node over here. And I will again just copy this one. One for that one and one for that one. There are actually 2 wires here, of course. Like this, and then it should be connected to in 1. And instead of doing something straight, I'll just move in 1 so it's directly beneath this one. just looks a little bit better. That didn't look good. I will just move it over maybe a little bit like this. And then I can move all these in one go like this instead. Just see how easy it's just drag and drop to move stuff around like this. And let's just see, we need the start button. Now it's the green one. So I will insert that one and I will again get the lamp, but I want the start button now first. So I will place my start button approximately here. That is not the correct connection, but we will fix that later. And the start button should also be connected like this, and it should go down to here, something like that. Does this look better? Yeah, maybe. And then we should connect this one. We want the T-node like this. I will just move these a little bit to the side. It looks a little bit better there. So now I have the size for this box. I can just resize it to take as little space as possible. So I could of course have kept the text and logo in here, but so I need the dip switches here as well. Okay, so I will just search for dip because we have symbols for dip switches. So I will insert this one and this one, and of course this one. And then I need some texts. That will be T for text. I don't want that large a text for the numbers. It should be middle left seems fine. I will just place that. I'll just change the grid so it's a little bit more coarse. So I can get the 1 here, and I want the 0 down here. That would be 0. And the setting was for 10 seconds. It was 10s. That to be middle right. And that can be a little bit taller. That can be 2.5 millimeter tall. Like this. So that was the dip switches. Quite fast, right? And I can, of course, again group these so that it's considered just one symbol. I just selected and pressed G for group. And then we have some more stuff to connect here. We need the contactor over here somewhere. And we need it to have power from both sides. And as you remember, I have already inserted parts of the contactor. So I can find it here in my navigator. Here is the coil. So I can just drag now the coil for Q1 into my schematics and place it like this. Let's see that this predefined height for this one is a little bit tall, so I'll just move that up like this. You can set up for yourself how what the distance should be from the bottom here up to the top of this contact mirror. But I'll just keep that one. I want to get the 1314 contact from U1, so I will just find that in my list. I use the Ctrl S button to find that in the navigators. So I can just drag it in like that and place it in my schematics. I'll do the same for the 97, 98. I can just place it here for later. I can connect it, of course, as well. And if I do connections and I do update, you can see I have brown color, blue color all the way through my project, except where I have said I want orange information. I am with that one, of course. So it was the hour counter. It was not part of database, so I will need to generate it. If I search for hour, I can find a symbol that will actually work, and I can place that somewhere in my schematics like this. And this should have the tag of P1. Parts wise, it was called it was Schneider Electric 15608. So I will just create the part just by inserting the part number I want, and then I'll just tell EPLAN to generate this part, and it will be automatically a measuring instrument, 2 connection points. It says X1, X2. I don't want that because I wanted plus, slash, and the tilde character, and then I will do the same for Control Enter, and I will do minus, slash, tilde character for the connection points like this. So when I synchronize my parts now, so let's just see here. I did, yeah. Now I can see it. I get the connection points I asked for. Something like that, and I will just do copy of that over here. So that's how quickly and easy I made that part. If I want more information, if I want like the image for it and stuff like that, I can just go to my web browser. I can search for Schneider and this part number. Let's just hour counter, this one. I have the picture here. I can just save the picture. That was not the picture, that was the entire page. How can I select just the picture? Save image as. That's my download folder. So I will say I want to edit this part number. I have a property for everything, but I of course have one for image. I'll just search for the image property. This is the image property. I have downloaded quite some data here. I will just move that part from the downloads folder over to my images folder. It's this one. And just like that, I also have the picture of the component connected to my part number here. And EPLAN crashes also sometimes, so but it will just continue off just where we left off. Do you want to check? Yes, please. Like this. And we are back just where we left off. It's no problem working with the database. I've heard people talk about if something goes wrong with the database, everything is lost and so on, but it's not that bad. Really not. So I'll just find this one here. I will search for the image property. Try to attach that image again. And there it is. I will also add a little description. It was the hour counter, mechanical, 7 hours, blah blah blah. So I will just go and general properties. I don't want the image, so I want the designation. That's the short description. And order number is, I'm not sure if you can find that on the website, but I guess it's just the same as the part number. Yeah, I'll just go with the part number here. And the manufacturer is Schneider Electric. Supplier might be Schneider Electric, but it might also be something else. but it's quite easy to add data like that. So that was the hour counter, and I need to connect that to the contactor. So I will go to insert and say I need a T node over here, and I need to connect this one over here. And now I need the green lamp. So I will again go to my devices navigator. I will just, I haven't renamed this one. I will just do that as we go. Oh, I don't have to do it here. I can show you this as well, that here is my H1 with the push buttons and the lamp. I can just go in here and say rename this device SH2. And then you can see it updates, of course, in the schematics automatically. I'm working in a database, right? So what I see here, it's the exact same object. I need the lamp for SH2, so I will just drag that into my schematics like this. And I will collect. I'll just make room for some more stuff here. And I will select these two, Control C, and place some copies over here. And let's see, I need some more terminals, and I have my terminals over here, my X1, 8, 9, and 10. And I will place them somewhere like 8, 9, and 10. Because we don't have any remote stuff. So I'm just going to jumper these with the orange jumper. So again, I will just go up here. I will find my little orange wire jumper symbol. I will place it on this one and on this one. So if I update my connections, it's all orange. And I needed some blue wire connected there, and I needed some blue wire connected to the SH2 lamp. So I will just that would be something like that instead. And this one should now connect to terminal number 9. So I'll just move it over here. And you see I have auto connection running all of the time here. So let's see. This one is supposed to be connecting down here as well. And I need the lamp for SH2 that should be connected to just above here. Sorry, SH1. That would be the other lamp. So I have SH1 here, I have the lamp, I can just drag it in and I can place it in my schematics like this. So this really should conclude the schematics. So let's check for errors. In EPLAN we can check for errors, and we have this window that will show us errors, and we can do a check here. And a check in EPLAN is quite extensive, but you yourself decide how many checks you want to run. If you go to PLC checks, you can see there are 88 different checks here. But you can of course configure this to be whatever you want it to be. What is considered an error, what is a warning, and so on. So I have 2 warnings, 1 error, and 2 informations here. These warnings are fixed by just running some automatic tool to clean up my project. I say you should just automatically add these missing kernel strip definitions. I'll just do OK. And now I fixed 2 of the problems. I will check the project again. And I have the F1 and F2 required accessory. Always interesting. This is due to what the manufacturers have decided for their parts. So if I just go and have a look at these circuit breakers that I downloaded from the data portal. Let's just make this one a little bit larger. let's see, this one and this one. And for accessories, they have said that these are required. I do not agree, so I will turn off, saying that I don't need some required stuff here. And that way I should have fixed 2 more problems. And then we have this one, several potentials, connection definitions on the same potential. And I have a short circuit somewhere. And I guess you can all see that one. That would be, of course, here. These are connected directly together. I guess I must have misread the schematics somehow. Now, of course, these should not be jumpered together. These are for the lamps. So these should not be jumpered together when you don't have the remote panel like this. So, again, EPLAN told me I had made a short circuit here. So I will just check again my project for errors. And then I have some information here. Okay, it's this invisible connection points here, so I will just delete them. Oh, sorry, that was too many. I'll just take away the orange one. So EPLAN told me I have made a mistake. AutoCAD Electrical did not tell me I have made a mistake. So I need to go back and change that in the AutoCAD Electrical stuff as well. But I need to insert some wire thicknesses here, of course. It was like 6 square millimeters up here. And I can do that, of course, using just placing that information. But we're working in a database, so I prefer to do that just in my database directly. So this is my connections navigator that just lists all connections in my project. And you can see here that here are all my connections. So I have the connections from L1, L2, L3 to the terminal. Then I have the one from terminal to the contactor contacts. And down to the soft starter. So I will just select all of these. I will go for properties and I say, well, these are 6 square millimeters, like this. And you can also see when I select something here, I can see here also what connections I am working with. And if I look into my schematics, I have some objects placed here as well. So here we have 6 at the moment. I can of course change this so that it shows with units also, because I think that looks better. So I want the cross section to be shown with units. And I will say do this for all connections. These are my connection definitions. I'll just save this and say this used as default. So now it says 6 square millimeters here. I can also do maybe change it a little bit. I want it to be rotated 90 degrees maybe. And I want it to be that would be upper center, apply, something like that. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. I will save this to my connection and say it should still be the default one, and yes, and okay. And then I want these ones to be 1.5 square millimeters for everything connected to F1. So I can do show me F1 in the navigator here, and it will show me the F1 connections in the navigator. And I can do properties for that one and say that the cross section here should be 1.5 square millimeter. And okay. And I will change this to my connection definitions like this. And then finally, it's just the rest should be 0.75 square millimeters. So I will just do properties. Did I select the rest now, or did I select too many? Yeah, I selected all the orange ones as well. I can see that I have typed orange in the wrong property, but I'll fix that in just a little while. So I will do properties for these connections. These are 0.75 and okay. And these orange ones should of course not be cross-sectional orange. They should be color orange, of course. I don't have it. Let's just say that these should also be 0.75 then. As the rest of the circuit is that. So that's how easy you just do the same here. You have full control of all of these. So I will just highlight these and I will highlight of the same type. Take away these from the selection set. I will do properties and make sure they are all using the same setup for showing this information. I will just tidy up a little bit here. We have of course commands here for align and so on. So if I select these, I will go to edit and line horizontally, it will be placed on line and so in the same line here. And this will look better if I do the same here. That looks better. I'm not sure about it. I can place it. I can place it down here, maybe. Doesn't look 100% good, but if I just move this one a little bit up like that, that looks better. And then for the horizontal ones, I will just make sure that it is not rotated 90 degrees. And I will just move it just a tad bit down. So 0 in that one and or minus 1.5 in the y-axis. Minus 1. Something like that. But I'm quite pleased with the project so far. I will create some reports, of course. I need to generate some reports and I wanted the bill of materials. So I say I want to generate, that would be like a summarized parts list. I want that to be presented in some kind of table. Just have a look at what I have here. This one here, this one, this one looks good. And this one should be, I'll create end to end, and I will do from Stratify, I want it to be per location. And I also want to generate a wire list then, or a connection list. I will browse and see if I can find some nice one here as well. Yeah, I'll just try this one. Seems like it's a simple one. I will also append it to the end, and it should also just be placed together with all the other drawings in the same location. Like this. So now I can just do generate for these reports, and I have a summarized parts list over here with my parts in it, and I have my connection list here with my wires from to color, cross section, and so on and so on. And yeah, accessories, of course, for the terminals. In AutoCAD Electrical, I could just export stuff directly to the Phoenix Contact software, and I can do the same within EPLAN, because Phoenix Contact has made an add-on that will integrate directly into EPLAN. So I will just say I want to export the data here. I just want some terminals, and just export that. And of course, I just want the X0, X1 into that program. So, of course it started up on the other screen here, but I will just move it over. So, this is what I have now. Finish, I'll just close that one. So here's the X0, it has added the end plates and so on, the sign and so on, and the same goes then for X1 here. So I want now just to move everything, I don't have to, but I can just move everything from here, Control X. And I should be able to move it over here, I believe. Well, I'm not an expert on this program. Yeah, what the heck. I'll just send it back to EPLAN. This is the difference again between AutoCAD Electrical and EPLAN. I can now send this data back into EPLAN project. So when I just say export it back, it will actually update my project with these accessories. So it will just take a few seconds. If I press that button, that is. I have to select the project to export. Ah, demo syndrome. Come on. I see now I got this connection list for the connections going from L1 here as well. I could create a filter to filter those connections out. So this is what we have now after exporting from EPLAN. We have the 3 terminals, we have these 10 terminals over here, we have all the accessories and so on, just like before. But the difference is that this time we can send data back into the EPLAN project. So I'm running the compact version of EPLAN, so that means I cannot have multiple users working on the same project. So I'll need to close the project while this program exports data back into the EPLAN project. So this clip project here will be exported in just a little while. I just have to select what terminals to export back. So I want these ones and I'll do OK. And let's see if we can get this working. It's thinking, there it is, and it will start export stuff into my EPLAN project. And there it is, and it should be done like that. If I now just close this one and I go and open my project back up inside EPLAN, I can go and have a look at terminals here, and you can see now that it has added some part numbers for the end barriers and so on. I'm missing these from my parts database right now, but I can just go into my parts database or my data portal, and I can just download the needed part numbers. I have 4 of them in my clipboard here, and I can just say download this one, this one, this one, and of course this one. And just like that, they are now in my local parts database. So if I just go in here and have a look at the properties here, you can see I have the end barrier and I have the sign for that one, and for the last terminal I have added this separator plate and this end barrier as well. If I go now into my parts database, parts and bill materials, you can see that it's missing some things there, but I will just do update, and there they are. And well, just like that, I can now generate a PDF. So I will do file, I will do export, and I will say I want a PDF of the entire project, and I want it in black and white, and I want it in my documents folder. And I can do OK, OK, and there it is. I can now go and have a look inside my documents folder. I have this one here, I have my data, I have my projects, and I have this documents folder here, and there the PDF is. I can just drag it over here like this, and here it is in all its glory. And well, that should conclude doing the same thing in EPLAN and AutoCAD Electrical. It took, well, not half the time, but nearly half the time in EPLAN, but that was just for drawing the schematics. Editing, it will just be so much quicker to do it in EPLAN when you, well, need to make changes and so on. And I will do a separate video on the 2D panel layout, and I will do a separate video for the 3D panel layout for both programs as well. Thank you for watching.